I wanted to do this video basically pertaining to Cardi B versus Club 11, uppity unicorns video on this. I already did Nyla, so now I'm doing uppities. She was talking about how there were mainly black men at the door stopping black women who were dark-skinned from coming into the club. And how, how come black men were, so readily and so nonchalantly going to stop black women from being able to go to the club and were basically discriminating against them? My thing is this. There constantly is this issue with that whole, colorism aspect to this topic. Excuse me. Is how come we always make black men's problems black women's problems? That's what I don't understand. Okay, if these black men were dark-skinned black men, and they had some connotation against someone else who was dark-skinned, a dark-skinned female, then obviously he has a self-hate issue because he is dark-skinned. So his real problem is a personal problem with himself. And he honestly thinks that something's wrong with dark skin on one level or another. It might not stop him from, like she was talking about, for example, that some may even have wives and children that were dark-skinned black women. It wouldn't mean that they were not with dark-skinned black women. It would mean that they think inherently that that trait is less than. Now, someone could make up for it in another way, but the fact that you think that your dark skin is less than is honestly a personal problem. And I don't think any other dark-skinned person should have that as their own personal issue just because some other dark-skinned black person is having a hard time accepting their dark skin. Like, to me, that's what I don't understand. Like, if they have a negative connotation with dark skin on a man or a woman, let that self-hate stay with who it is coming from. Don't try and take it and say that black, dark-skinned women are victims of this and now it's their problem. No, let it stay with the person it originated from. This is often the issue, it seems like, with issues with dark-skinned black women being, having a connotation against them for being dark-skinned and whatnot. Many of the time, people try to use these issues to basically victimize black women. But it's like, if it didn't start with the dark-skinned black woman, and it didn't start with a white person either, because I mean, like, if it was a white person, then it's not a self-hate issue. But in this case, it's literally a self-hate issue because it's literally her own image. So if her own image hates himself, like, too much of the time I feel like the black community is controlled by the black man, so no one actually adds accountability to where it belongs, and that's with black men who hate themselves. If they hate themselves, they have to look at themselves and be like, well, that's your problem. That's a sad thing that you came out, hating your own dark skin and, implementing negativity against other dark-skinned black people because you can't accept the fact that you're dark. So, I mean, that's how it should really be. It shouldn't be like, oh, poor dark-skinned black women, they're being discriminated for being dark-skinned. It's not the dark-skinned black woman's fault or the dark-skinned black woman's problem that some dark-skinned black man doesn't like himself. That's a dark-skinned black man's problem because it's self-hate within him. He's got to fix that issue. When you never focus on the fact of where it came from and what it's from and why these people are of this mindset, you will never fix the problem because you never fix the core of this issue. And the core of the issue is the fact that these people have a self-hate issue. It's not a dark-skinned black woman's problem. So that's just how I see that. I mean, I'm not saying just dark-skinned black men hate themselves either. There are plenty of dark-skinned black women who hate their skin tone too, and white people who hate their skin tone too, you know? Anyone who has self-hate for how they look, for how their skin tone is, it's a personal problem. You can't make that problem anybody else's problem but theirs. And they can work it out through therapy, through prayer, through self-acceptance, through, looking in the mirror and telling themselves they're beautiful, they're worthy, they're equal, whatever they gotta tell themselves, But it definitely shouldn't be any other black person's problem that a dark-skinned black person is having an issue with being dark. So that's how I feel about that, I just feel like, honestly, black men, they have too much power in this community, and, because of that, no one can actually focus on the fact of what are the insecurities of the dark-skinned black man. And, a major thing is, a lot of dark-skinned black men do have really extreme insecurities for their dark skin, more than dark-skinned black women, honestly, in my experience. Like, just saying that they're dark skin can make them really just fly off the frickin' handle and really get all aggressive and angry and all upset just by the fact of them being dark skinned. I mean, it's a sad situation going on there. And, if you can't accept yourself for what you are and you wish you were white, or you feel like lighter skinned black men or whatever is better than you, you have to try and find a reason why you're equal and worthy and actually see the beauty in yourself. Because, everyone's beautiful in their own way, even black men. I might not be able to appreciate a dark-skinned black man and his phenotype, but he's beautiful to somebody else, and he should see the beauty that he has, and he shouldn't have to, have such self-hate towards himself where he's acting out on other people, and acting negatively towards them. Because at the end of the day, it just looks weird to me from my perspective to see a dark-skinned person have an issue with another person who is dark-skinned. It makes no sense. You're both dark-skinned. If you are trying to say dark-skinned black women have a problem, then obviously you have a problem because you're dark-skinned. And, I think some people believe in this idea that dark-skinned black women are somehow some way inherently wrong, so then they don't question a dark-skinned black man having an issue with dark-skinned black women, when it's like, if dark-skinned black women were inherently wrong, wouldn't dark-skinned black men be? What is literally the difference? They create each other. It makes no sense, So, to me, it's just like, I just don't understand that perspective, really. I think people should actually just deal with where it came from and handle the source rather than the symptoms of their illness, basically. So, that's all I have to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and bye!